Wait a second, I wanna stay up late with my heart in your head. Maybe stare too.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Christine. Today we are doing a Chatty Get Ready With Me. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos and they're actually one of my favorites because it just feels like we're sitting down, hanging out, and Chatty Get Ready With Me's are like my favorite to watch too. So I hope you guys will enjoy this. In front of me, I have a ton of new makeup that I haven't tried yet. A lot of new makeup that I have been testing that I really enjoy, but I haven't shown on YouTube yet. So let's sit down, chat, hang out. Before we go and get started, first make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the little notification bell. I post a new video every Tuesday and Thursday, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I don't know what's going on with this baby hair right here. What the heck? Also, I woke up today with the worst puffy eyes ever, and it's been a while since I did a little bit of skincare in front of the camera. I have these Milk Makeup Cooling Water Eye Patches, and I haven't tried these yet. I got them in a PR package the other day. Okay, so these feel super cooling, and I'm actually gonna leave these on and do my eye makeup. That way we are multitasking. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Pomade. This is in the color 382 Black Brown. I actually really enjoy this brow pomade. This little brow brush that comes with it is like low-key fire as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this and do my brows really quick. Now that the eyebrows are finished, we're gonna move on to the eye makeup. I love doing my eye makeup first, especially if I'm gonna be experimenting with a fun look. And I figured I haven't done a smoky eye in a while, so I wanted to do something like this. So starting off with the eyes, I don't normally prime my eyeballs, especially because I just did my skincare, so I don't really feel a need to use an eyeshadow primer. To create this look, I'm actually going to be going in with the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. This palette is so stinking pretty and it has all of the colors that I want to use today. I'm gonna start off with a big fluffy blending brush. This is a brush from AliExpress. I actually love these eyeshadow brushes. If I remember, I'll go ahead and link them down below, but Morphe also makes really great blending brushes. If we go back to the look, her eyes are super diffuse, and it looks like there is a lot of different colors that are blended out in her crease. So I'm actually gonna go in with a brownie orangey color, and this will just make it the transition be super seamless looking. So this one is in the shade Keeper. I normally like to pick up a whole lot. My favorite technique is to go ahead and pack the lid with this color. Really just do a lot of packing and just make sure that we have all the color laid down, and then I'll go in with circular motions and blend this out. Brand and I have been binge watching the show You. We just finished season 2. I'm so shook by how it ended. Season 1 was so much better than season 2, but while we were watching it, we were like, this is such a terrible show. Why are we watching this? We had one of our guy friends, Josh, if you guys are part of my Instagram fam. We had a friend from Seattle that came in to visit, and he stayed with us for about like a week and a half. So it was super nice to have a show that we watched together. We also had so much sushi. Last week we went 4 different times, which is insane. I just used that one shade and buffed out. It is a really clean blend, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same to the other eye. Also, I don't remember if you guys remember me talking about it, but we were supposed to go to New York back in December, but ended up not happening just because I ended up getting so busy. But I did book a trip in March, and I'm going with some of my girlfriends. Also, I do want to kind of deepen it up a little bit, so I'm gonna grab this color Drip here to kind of deepen it up a little bit, and I have this tiny little Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush that I'm going to use. Pick up a lot of that. But we don't really like have an agenda of what we want to do. We don't even know where we want to stay yet. I think we were talking about staying in Midtown, but I've only been in New York with my family, and I feel like traveling with your family is a totally different experience than traveling with your friends. I feel like now is the time to travel when you don't have a house and a mortgage and a baby and a dog and all that stuff to worry about. There's no better time to travel. If you guys remember, this same time last year, I was in Tokyo and having so much fun. I literally talk about that trip every single day. Like to this day, I still talk about it way too much. Brand and I eventually want to go visit, and we briefly talked about possibly moving there. We kind of like entertained the idea, but I seriously would move there because I had so much fun going to New York. I'm planning to meet with a couple of brands that I know that are their headquarters are out there, so that'll be a really fun trip. If you guys have any like recommendations or really pretty photo spots I need to go to, I would love to know, so you can go ahead and leave those down in the comments. My goal this year is just to travel a lot. Also, I announced on my Instagram, some of you guys may know, but I am actually part of the Sephora squad, and it is their first ever ambassador program that launched last year, and they only picked 24 people to be a part of the program, which is insane. My contract with them actually ended in December, and they reached out to renew the contract, so I'm going to be working with them a lot more again this year. So I think it's just really, really cool. I also am in talks with signing with other companies to be part of their ambassador program. I feel like this whole year has been so much fun, and I can't believe it's been a whole year since I've lived here in LA now. I still miss Seattle so much. I feel like Seattle will always just have a warm spot in my heart because I love living there, and I feel like the people there are just so good, and I still haven't yet found a friend group that compares to my little circle back in Seattle. That looks really, really pretty and buffed out, but if you can see in the photo, it looks like her dark crease shade is all over her lid. So I do want to bring in that shadow a little bit further. So I'm going to pick up that same color, kind of pack it right here. This is also a great tip if you guys struggle with blending out your eyeshadows, is to just pack and then blend. If you guys want to see like a whole video on like my favorite techniques, brushes and tools, and my favorite like eyeshadows, I feel like that's not a topic that's talked about enough, but really there is so much more that goes into it than just having a technique. You also have to have the right products, the right eyeshadows, the right colors that go together so it doesn't look muddy. So yeah, if you guys want to see a full video on that, just let me know. That is the difference between the two eyes. This eye looks so much more smokier than this one does, so I'm going to do the same to the other eye. And then I'm going to go in with that same Alex brush and use that to kind of buff out the edges so it's a little bit more smooth looking. And then using the same brush, I like that it's really small but still fluffy so I can get a good blend. I'm going to pick up this color Sting, and this will just further deepen out the crease color. And see how between the two eyes, this one just looks a little bit more deeper and smokier. That's what we want. I used to be in the habit of using my fingers for the shimmer shade, but I recently started using a shader brush to help pack the color onto my lid. I feel like it gives me a little bit more of a precise color. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Sigma E25 blending brush and pick up a lot of this color HBIC. And I'm just going to pack that onto the center and kind of do like a soft cut crease looking thing. I feel like not a lot of people talk about this eyeshadow palette, but the colors in here are so pretty. The pigments are really, really good. I feel like Urban Decay just kills it with the eyeshadows. In this area right here, we want to make it a little bit more seamless looking, so I'm going to pick up the first brush that we used from AliExpress and kind of just buff out the edge. Okay, so that is what the eyes look like. I'm super happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, pop on a little bit of mascara. I've been using this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I love this stuff. The wand is super, super fat, but I feel like it does a really great job of building up my lashes. I just really like a really thick and full looking lash line, so I've been loving this mascara. As always, I will go in with my Heroin Make Curl and Volume waterproof mascara to kind of prep my lashes and keep them curled all day, and then I will be going in with my Better Than Sex. So this is what my lashes look like after. They just look so thick, and I didn't put too much time into my lashes today because I am going in with falsies. In the photo, she has a tiny bit of eyeliner, but not a lot, but I think I want to do a baby wing because I haven't done one in a really long time. I recently have become obsessed with this Tarteist liquid eyeliner. It's actually dual-ended, so there's a liquid liner on one end and then a pencil eyeliner on both, but this is super waterproof, super easy to draw a really good line. So I'm going to go ahead and wing out my eyeliner really quick. I do have a tutorial on how to do wing liner that I'll go ahead and link up in the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and speed through this. Okay, so that is what the eyes look like after. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on these lashes. I've only used these one time, but they look really, really gorgeous. These are the Sephora Collection X Lily lashes, and these are in the style Rome. Okay, so this is what the lashes look like on. So gorgeous. I also did do a how to apply lashes tutorial on my IGTV, so I'll go ahead and link that video down in the description box. Since these lashes are super dramatic, when I look up, you can kind of see like my actual waterline. So to make the lashes look a little bit more natural, one trick I like to do is to line my upper lash line. So I'm actually going to take the other end of this Tarte eyeliner and kind of just black this out. And as you can see, it doesn't make a huge difference, but this eye lashes just look a little bit more natural. We've had this eye mask on for a good amount of time, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off. My under eyes feel super hydrated. I love it. I want to use this Tatcha Silk Canvas. I've actually had this for a while and never used it. Can you believe that? Okay, that was a lot. Well, now that I've mucked up this whole thing, great job, Christine. I had my makeup done at Sephora the other day and the gal said that this works best if you press it into the skin rather than rubbing. Wow, it feels super nice. I know people compare it to the e.l.f. putty primer, but honestly this feels a lot better than the putty primer. The e.l.f. one just feels a little bit more silicone-y. This one feels a lot more like skincare, if that makes sense. For foundation, I'm going to be using this Too Faced Born This Way Undetectable Medium to Full Coverage Foundation. This foundation is new to me. This will be my first time ever using it and I'm so excited because I've heard so many amazing things about this. If you guys recently saw my latest comparison video, I compared the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk to my Pat McGrath Skin Finish Foundation. These are two of my newest holy grails, and if you haven't checked out the video, I'll go ahead and link it up in the corner. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with this Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Sand, a little bit thicky, so it might be a little bit dark for me, but I might just go in afterwards and correct it with concealer. Too Faced actually sent over this little foundation brush as well, so I thought I would use it and see how it works. Bring it down so it kind of matches my neck a little bit more. Actually, I'm pretty pleasantly surprised by the coverage, and you really do not need a whole lot. Like the amount that I used on one cheek ended up covering this cheek as well. I actually like the brush and this color a lot. I feel like it's a good olivey tone. So this is using the brush alone. I'm really happy with the coverage and the finish looks really, really pretty. As always, I like going in with a sponge to kind of just blend everything in. So I'm using this sponge from, I believe this is AliExpress. Up close, my skin looks super, super good. It's kind of a satin skin finish, so I think if you have dry skin, I think it'll work for any skin type. I have this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector that I just received. I was at one of their new launch events, and this was in the little goodie bag. I have heard so much about this, and you guys know I'm loyal to my IT Cosmetics by Under Eye, but last time I tried it, I actually really, really liked it. It is super brightening, and I think this is in the color light to medium. I'm actually gonna leave it like that and put a concealer over top. I was at this launch party, but this is the new Light Shifter Brightening Concealer from Becca. It's supposed to be a concealer that kind of reflects light instead of relying on like coverage to brighten up your under eyes. So it's kind of like a foam tip applicator. Okay, so I don't know if you're supposed to use the two of those together, but my under eyes look super highlighted and healthy. It looks like there's a slight sheen to that under eye brightener, but not a whole lot. It does look really, really pretty. Since we want a more full coverage look today, I'm actually gonna go in with this, also a new concealer from Hourglass. Concealers are like one of my favorite things to play with, but this is their new Vanish concealer, and this is in the color Apricot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this and highlight and conceal the rest of my face. And since this foundation is a little bit dark, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this right here as well. Okay, so blended out, I ended up going in with my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe dual brush and using the side to kind of buff out the rest of the concealer. But now that everything is blended out, it looks really nice. My under eyes look super, super brightened. I don't know if you're supposed to use both of those together because I feel like they're a little bit too bright. But I think once we have all the other makeup on, it'll look a lot more natural. Before I set my face, I do want to go in with a couple of cream blushes. These ones from Ilia are some of my favorites. These are the Ilia Color Haze Multi Matte Pigment. So I have 3 different colors here. This one is Waking Up, Temptation, and Stutter. Since my foundation is already kind of warm, I think I want to go more of a like mauve color. So I'm going to use this color Waking Up. This is what the little applicator looks like. This is also a clean brand at Sephora as well. I love Ilia. See how that blush just makes everything look so much more natural? Okay, next we want to go ahead and set the face. I have this powder from Too Faced. This is their translucent powder, and I have been loving this. I've only tried it out a couple of times, but it photographs really nicely and it sets my makeup. It kind of has a yellow tint, which I actually really like. It just makes the skin look so airbrushed and pretty, and also helps my creams to kind of stay on longer as well. I really like this powder. I also like to set any of the blemishes I have as well, so that way when I apply bronzers and stuff on top, it really does stay. Now I want to set the rest of my makeup, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this Too Faced Born This Way multi-use complexion powder. This is in the shade Tan. Really enjoy this powder, and I'm using a It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Wall Ball Powder. I'm about to go over to Brandon's parents' house and we're gonna watch the Seahawks game. He actually Ubered over there because kickoff happened. I only go to football games because I care for the food. I don't care about the football. So I told him that as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna meet him over there. His parents are gonna be like, why do you have so much makeup on? Not everyone understands the lifestyle. I used to leave the foundation on my lips, but foundation and concealer and all that stuff really is not meant to be ingested. Now that we have the whole face set, I'm actually gonna go in with bronzer. I don't think I've used this on camera that often, but this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep. I love this bronzer. This is made it into my 2019 favorites video. It's just such a holy grail. I'm going to be using the Spicy Choco number 6 contour brush. I love this brush. It's so soft, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that. I love this bronzer because it is really the perfect color. It's really good if you want to bronze and contour at the same time. Last night, it was so nice. It was the first time in a while that I had absolutely no plans, especially when you have people over that are visiting out of town and stuff. There's kind of a pressure to be a little bit more present with them and spend time with them. So I hadn't been working as much, so I feel like the last week after Josh left, I was doing a lot of catch up. And last night was the first time in a while that I just had no plans. I didn't want to work or do anything, and I soaked my long nails in nail polish remover and removed them. I also cleaned like 30 of my makeup sponges, and it just felt so nice to have a night to do nothing. And I feel like it's so important to just have a night where you do self-care, you know? I'm gonna take this Come Through contour brush from a brand called MOTD. It's kind of like an angled buffing brush, and this is really good for nose contour. I always contour my nose. It makes such a big difference. Also last night, I also purged my closet and went through all of my things, and anything that I hadn't worn in the last year, I just put it aside. And so I'm gonna list a ton of stuff on my Poshmark, and my Poshmark is just christineleeee with 4 E's, the same as my Instagram. So I'll be listing a lot of new clothes on there. A lot of things are brand new and I just didn't wear. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and finish out the lower lash line. In the photo, it looks like the girl had a much more smoked look, so I'm actually going to line my waterline, and I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs gel eyeliner in the color Brownie. I do want it to look a little bit more smoother, so I'm going to take this brush that we originally picked up the shimmer shade on, and I'm actually going to pack that shimmer shade in the first third of my eye. Okay, then taking that small brush that we used to smoke out our lower lash line, I'm going to pick up this dark brown, and oh my god, I'm not okay. One trick that I like to do is to grab the little brush, pinch it, so it kind of becomes like a little fan situation, and then using that to smoke out my outer third. That is the exact effect that I wanted. I feel like I haven't done a smoky eye look like this in so long, and I love the way that that turned out. Oh yeah, I do want to intensify the little blush a little bit, so I have this Buxom blush in the color Wanderlust. I'm using this Sephora Collection Angled Blush Brush, and then dragging across my nose. I'm going to use this Pat McGrath Labs lip liner in the color Supernatural. And then using this Patrick Ta Precision lip liner in the shade She's Proud. This lip liner is so stunning, and I haven't actually used it that much. It actually is a little clicker situation. Anytime I kind of want to add a little bit of moisture to my lip but not change the look, I'm actually going to use a little lip serum. This one from Beauty Guard is such a goodie. It's a Swell lip serum, and it kind of has little plumping properties. I use the heck out of this. Okay, nearing the end, we are now going to set the face. I'm going to use this NYX Matte Finish setting spray. I like this. I don't think you need it in your collection. I'm like almost out of it, so I kind of want to use it up. But a really good setting spray that I really love is this Rose Water and Glycerin setting spray. When I first started my channel, I use this setting spray all the time, and that's a really good affordable option, but I'm just going to use this one today. Before that fully dries, I'm going to use my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlight and use that to highlight the high points of my face. I'm using the Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter brush. I also recently started highlighting part of my brow bone as well, kind of in one motion, and it just makes my skin look super naturally glowy. And then to set the brows, I'm gonna use this Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel. Every time I use this, it gives my brows a really nice effect, but you have to be super careful, otherwise you can really make your brows look way too dark. This is the finished look. I love the way that it came out, and I feel like I never do my eyes this way. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. If you enjoyed videos like this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up so I know you want to see more like this. Be sure to check out my newest videos here before you go, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.